to say a word. We have a special guest in the audience today. I don't know if you've looked through your programs, but the play Marty's Back in Town is fairly autobiographical, and as such, it is my honor to welcome the playwright, Norman Shea Bell, to the stage to say a couple words about the play that he wrote for us.
Thank you very much. How many people here who ever heard of Brooklyn, New York? Okay, how many here ever heard of Brownsville, New York? Okay. Well, the play is about Brownsville and it's about Brooklyn, and it's a couple who graduated to a place in Manhattan, Manhattan. But this is a play I wrote many, many years ago. I'm a lawyer. I've been a lawyer for almost 60 years as well. You'll hear people here that you've heard and seen in your lifetime, because that's what I wrote about. You'll have a great time with these characters, because I would state to you that you've definitely met one or two or more characters in the play in your lifetime also. Anyway, I've written 7 plays and 8 novels. The novels are coming out within the next couple of weeks or so, and hopefully you'll enjoy yourself in getting it. But I would like to thank my professor here who started this whole thing, and you should have a great time. And I'm sure that if you've been to New York and been to Brooklyn and you're Yiddish, you'll recognize these characters. And I give you the best, because the actors here are superb. And I leave you to one thing. If you want to buy a book through Amazon, I've written 8 novels, and I'd be glad to sell you one. Thank you very much, and I hope you like it.
He's back!
Who's back?
Who else?
Susan, calm down. Who are you talking about?
Our long-lost brother. Who else?
Marty?
Marty!
Marty, I thought he was in California.
He was, he is, but he wants to come back. He called Mama. She hung up on him. See, he had his wife call her. Mama hung up on her, too. See, he called me.
What do you want?
He wants to come back to the family. He's 50 and lonely. He wants to come back to New York.
After 10 years?
Yes, after 10 years. He says he feels like a stranger in L.A. Oh, and he thinks he's dying.
Of what?
Oh, who knows? The doctor told him that his heart doesn't sound right, offbeat, whatever. Since the day he was born, he thought he was dying.
When is he coming?
Next week, my husband, the schmuck, invited him to my house.
To stay?
To stay for one night. But you know, Marty, his nights, they last forever. I threatened Lenny I was going to leave town. I'll come stay with you.
That's not leaving town, Susie. Brooklyn to Manhattan is not leaving town. Besides, maybe he's changed. Who knows? He's got some money now. Maybe he's changed.
Oh, I don't think so. Maybe, but I really don't think so. Lenny's coming. I'll drop by later after I shoot up Putz.
Hello, Mama.
Did
What?
Susan call you?
Yes. Susan called.
Did she tell you who called the mom's house?
Yes, she did. Stop screaming. It's not the end of the world.
It's not, oh! He has a nerve calling me after 10 years.
Well, you're his mother. It's only natural. Susie says he thinks he's dying.
Good, he should be. I hung up on him. Did she tell you I hung up on him?
Yes, she told me.
I hung up on his 6 at 2. You know I hung up on that caller?
Yes, I know you hung up on her.
Oh, I will never talk to him, never, not if the world freezes over.
Susie's coming over. Why don't you come over also?
For dinner?
Yes. Joan will make dinner.
He should drop dead for what he did to me.
Are you coming?
I'll need subway fare.
Take a cab. I'll pay for it when you get here.
Okay, thanks.
I knew we should move to a new high-rise, Ronald. The elevators never work here. Never.
New York, New York. It's a wonderful town.
Oh, God damn it. Cloudy water. All I ever drink in this building is cloudy water.
You want to live here, my darling.
The water system must be tapped into Standard Oil's refinery.
Susie and Mama called.
What's wrong?
Why must anything be wrong?
If they both called, a crisis is brewing.
It is. Marty's coming back to town.
When?
Next week.
Did your mother talk to him?
She hung up on him.
That's your mother.
He's staying with Susie.
Does Susie know?
She doesn't know. Lenny invited him. He wants to move back to New York near the family.
Let's move to California. That'll really shock him.
Funny, it's not.
To me it is, but I never really got to know him. But the stories are terrific.
To know him is to hate him.
He can't be that bad.
No, how about throwing your father down the river, literally speaking?
You're mumbling again, my dear.
Forget it, one of those dark Tobin secrets.
No, your family has plenty of those.
Crazy family, just like yours.
Let's not get into an argument about families.
Susie and Mama are coming over.
Who's cooking dinner?
Everybody expects you to whip up one of your instant Julia Child gourmet fantasies.
On the spur of the moment? What should I cook? I have to shop. It's Labor Day and Gristides is closed. Why did you invite the whole clan over for dinner when we just got back from Colorado? You never think about me, Ronald.
Susie was hysterical. I thought I'd feed her. It always seems to calm her down.
She doesn't eat. She just picks at her food like a bird. Pick, pick, pick. I make the most wonderful creation and she just picks at the damn thing.
I will force it down her throat. Believe me, you'll be ecstatic when she throws all of that great food up on the table. You gonna cook or what?
What do you want me to do?
Cook. I can't take Mama out to a nice restaurant anymore. She ends up stealing all the silverware. It's getting embarrassing.
Speak up to her then.
No, you have to indulge her. She enjoys it. Besides, she won't be around much longer.
Long enough.
Joan, don't start.
I'll cook. Oul la neige it will not be.
Whatever, will do.
I'll run down to the store. I think there's one open near Lexington.
I don't smell anything cooking.
Joan went shopping. It's tough to shop on Labor Day.
Oh, yeah. Our crazy mother took a cab over to my house, pulled me out of the shower, and schlepped me here to come eat and plot.
We should have gone out to dinner.
Look, we just came back from vacation. All we did for 2 weeks was go out to eat.
Do you have any potatoes?
No, Mama, I don't want you to cook any latkes.
Why not? You never complained before.
Guests don't cook in my house.
Especially if their food will kill you.
How'd you get so big if it wasn't for my cooking?
Genes, Mama,
Oh.
not your cooking.
closed.
Oh.
I think Labor Day was a religious holiday.
Oh.
The only place that had any food was the deli around the corner. I got corned beef and pastrami.
We'll manage. Mama wants to make potato latkes.
Let's go out to eat.
Do you have any potatoes, Joan? Oh, I forgot I brought latkes.
Hi, Aunt Susie.
Oh, hello, nephew. Oh, you're getting so big. What do you feed him, Ronald?
Who knows? He's been cooking for himself since he could walk.
Danielle, you got a girlfriend?
He's got a girlfriend.
It's Jewish, I hope.
Not Jewish, Aunt Susie.
Oh, well, at least you're getting some.
They're serious.
You're too young to be serious.
She's just a good friend.
Hey, one marries a good friend.
He's going off to college tomorrow.
Oh, good. He'll forget about his girlfriend.
Now she wants to stay with him in an apartment near the campus.
Oh, that is serious.
It'll only be temporary.
So is marriage today.
I'm not getting married.
Huh. So what are we going to do about Marty?
What do you mean we, dear sister? I did not invite him to stay at my house.
Neither did I. Lenny did. Let him stay with Marty in his gypsy caravan.
You went looking for him last summer when you went to California.
No, Lenny. He wanted to meet the legend known as Marty. No brains, that man. I did not marry him for his brains.
Daniel, set the table.
So, how's the real estate business?
I can hear you, Ma, without screaming!
Great. Except I'd like to kill my boss, Arthur.
Then do it.
God knows how that company still survives.
Me, that's how. Without me, they would sink into the Long Island Sound.
At least you're not selling swamp land in Boca Raton.
At least in Boca Raton, I didn't have Arthur up my ass. He's always mitchering me. It's like putting the knife in and twisting.
Then quit?
I can't quit. He'd love it. I can't quit.
Now, 200 grand a year can make you stand a lot of pain.
I'll come work for you, my brother.
You can't type.
He doesn't listen to me.
Who?
Arthur! I'm just a token female in the boardroom. You know, without my staff bringing in the bodies, they would have died by now.
He knows it.
You damn right he does. He just gave me a $10,000 raise last week.
That's gratitude.
No, it's just money.
Then-
No recognition, just money.
Then quit already.
And leave all that money?
Sit down, everybody, sit down. Don't be strangers.
She's taken over already.
It's my son's house. Whatever's his is mine.
Oh, Joan, I guess you're just a boarder here.
No latkes for me, Grandma.
Everyone eats my latkes.
I break out.
Not from my pancakes, you don't.
Leave him alone, Mama.
And he should go back to school without eating my latkes.
Oh, it wouldn't be the end of the world, Mama.
Oh,
Where's your daughter?
Oh, she's at Central Park at a rock concert. She's doing a critique for the school magazine.
If she doesn't get arrested for mooning first.
Sibling jealousy. Lexi hasn't mooned since junior high.
Do you remember the time when Marty was making all that money selling good humor on the beach? And we had to live on boiled potatoes?
I thought you lived on Amboy Street.
Gosh, then I wish we had potatoes. We were living off of stale crumbs, and Marty wins his first big case, and he goes out and buys a Saudi Arabian ambassador's El Dorado.
Or how about when he was assistant manager at the RKO Albee? You remember he got knocked over the head? That opened up a whole new world for him.
The world of litigation. At one point, Marty had cases assigned to 2 judges, and he wasn't even a lawyer.
Never worked again.
he was always a bum.
Not always.
When do you remember him ever caring for anyone but himself?
Well, there was this one time. I mean, it was the only time I ever saw him show any sign of human kindness to anyone. I mean, the beatings, I remember those well. I can still feel the bumps on the back of my head and my back. Excuse me, from that time when he beat the crap out of me because I refused to turn over my vast collection of comic books to him. Mama, you were out. You were at some Labor Party rally for Henry Wallace, I think. But there was this one time. We were coming back from Helen's on Coney Island. We got out of the subway at Parkside Avenue, and there was a raging blizzard outside, and the buses had stopped running. I think I was about 8 or 9. Marty was about 12 or 13. That son of a bitch carried me on his shoulders 10 miles through that stinking snowstorm. Half his face was frozen blue from the cold, but he gives me his scarf to cover my face.
Wow, I guess even Marty's had a few good moments.
Momentary lapse, I guess. The only person he was ever scared of was Daddy. Nobody scared him as much as Pop.
Oh, your father was a Meshuggah, just like his children.
You talk about him, you know, he could be dead by now. I mean, last time anyone seen him was last summer when I saw him at the welfare shelter. God, it was 110 degrees in that room, and he was just sitting in the corner, staring at a cockroach climbing up the wall.
I talked to him.
That's right, you did. 20 years ago when he visited us in Manawan, he regaled Joan with stories about the decline and fall of the capitalistic system.
He carried on a lucid conversation. He read the New York Times. He even smiled once.
That's sanity?
Your father was a wonderful person when I married him. You children drove him crazy.
No, Mama. He was crazy when you married him.
I wouldn't have married him if I knew he was a Meshuggah.
Mama, you would have married Attila the Hun after some schmuck knocked you up. And your father would have killed you if you didn't find a loser like Dad to marry you and cover up your tracks.
What do you mean? How dare you talk to your mother like that? I wiped the piss from your face when you ran around with a married man. You're nothing but a second-hand rose, a cork.
All right, I don't need my apartment turned into a bloody battleground. Gosh, Marty's not even here, and the two of you are already at each other's throats with the mere mention of his name, just like the old days.
She's the damn Corva. She always took his side.
I never took his side. I kicked him out of the house. I kicked him out.
Us too, Mama.
Never. I would never do that to you.
That is not true, Mama. You did. That first week when Joan and I came to live with you, right after we got married on Legion Street, Marty started in that very night. A new plutka, he said, supporting your mother. Screw your wife, she's a stranger, your mother comes first.
You remember all the bad things, the good things you forget. I took the food out of my mouth to feed you, monsterin. Sure.
I did not forget that, Mom. I know, you did. With what you had, you tried, you did your best. But Marty twisted you against me. He had that way of twisting things and people, and that night he twisted you against me. New plutka, he said. A stranger. How dare you bring a stranger into the household when Mama doesn't have food in her mouth and clothing on her back?
Forget it, Ronald. It'll be a double Alka-Seltzer night if you stir up all the dirt from the past.
Since when did Jewish lawyers drink?
Since Marty's coming back to town.
You know, he did have his funny side, too.
Like crashing dances?
Mm-hmm.
He was the most resourceful bastard when it came to crashing dances. And he just let me along, and I went, and there would be some vague hope that I would meet some girl who would carry me off and seduce me and clear up all my acne immediately. There Marty was, leading his brigade of schnorrers.
He thought he was funny, but he was never funny.
Well, maybe if there was a father around, Marty wouldn't have had to been the heavy.
He was always a Meshuggah. Your father hated him from the day he was born. I don't know why. He had little blonde curls, cute as a button. But your father didn't like him. Only Ronalda. He loved his little Ronalda.
I was the good one.
Oh. Marty never forgave Ronald for being his father's favorite.
I don't remember any love being showered on me by my father. I just remember him chasing me out of the house, and Daddy standing in front of the old Philco radio, listening to the Longines Symphony Hour, shuckling the pennies in his hands. God, I hated that music. I hightailed it out of there whenever he played that music.
He was a brilliant man. Your father was a brilliant man when he was younger. I remember him standing on a box on Pitkin Avenue, people all around him. He spoke with such fire. Everyone loved him. Oh, such a brilliant mind.
Wasted by the kindness of the state of New York. Dumped into Brooklyn Hospital, shocked into catatonia.
Whose fault was it? He didn't want to work. He would wander the streets making speeches. I wouldn't see him for weeks unless I chased him to Brooklyn to do brows.
You should have let him go, Mama.
What, and let us starve? Listen, he brought you monstering into the world. And why? So I could take care of them? Alone, without a man? What kind of man does that?
You put him away, Mama.
I didn't put him away. The state took him because he was a mashugana. He raised his hands to me. He would have killed me.
I don't believe that.
You don't? He put his hands around my throat and wanted to kill me.
I remember that night as if it was yesterday. Marty was standing over him with a chair, and you were screaming for the police. I never saw such fear in Marty's face.
What was I supposed to do? He would have killed me and my kids. He was a mashugana.
You never touched anyone.
Except Marty. Only Marty.
He's probably dead by now.
He could be. He was a bag of bones when I saw him at the welfare shelter.
He's probably dead by now.
You keep saying it as if you hoped it was true.
I have no feeling for him. I mean, he was a stranger to me all my life. I only remember Marty.
The almighty father figure.
Lower that, please.
Hey, nephew. Let's see if this generation knows how to boogie.
She can really shake her tuchus.
She was always the best. You know all the trophies I got in my apartment? They would clap for her for hours with my Susan danced. Oh, the fountain blue. And you know the fountain blue, she won that whole contest there. Oh, they couldn't leave her alone.
Make up your mind, Mama. Either love her or forget about her.
Who? Susala? My Susan? I always loved her. What's not to love?
Why are you always picking on her?
I don't pick at her, never.
That's not true.
It's not her I pick at. It's that Talibanda she married. Oh, he's always twisting her with his rubber hands against me. Before she married that Mashugana, she was an angel, a tucker from heaven.
Lenny? Susie controls Lenny.
You think she does, but believe me, she doesn't. He got a mouth on him. You should only see the mouth he got on him. And he opens a mouth to me. Oh, you should only know what a mouth he opens to me. He's a bastard. He's a bastard like you should only know.
Well, then why are you always at their house? You're always visiting them.
Me visit? I only go over there once in a while to see if Susan's still alive. He could kill her and we would not find a body for years. But I like to go over there when she invites me, never on my own. I try to help. I clean, I cook, I try to help. You know, she's my daughter, and you know she won't clean. So, I clean the house from top to bottom. My own apartment, I have a girl come in. My daughter's house I clean. That's the kind of mother I am. And you know who comes and cleans after me without asking? Who? Lenny!
Lenny!
He comes around after I clean with a schmata and cleans. Can you believe me when I tell you he cleans after me?
Then don't clean. You're not that good at it anyway.
What do you could always eat off my floors. Food we didn't have, but you could lick the fingerless off my floors. What, you're such a big shot lawyer? You don't remember how clean the apartment was on Amboy Street?
Sorry, Mama, I forgot. My mind is going with age.
Oh, yeah, to make money you got a mind. But to remember all the things I did for you, that you forget.
Daniel, go pack. You leave tomorrow, you still haven't packed.
Ma. Takes me like 10 minutes to pack.
That's because he leaves all his clothes on the floor. And he scoops them up in a giant ball and shoves them in the suitcase. The suitcase looks like it's pregnant.
Want to talk to Dad about the apartment?
It's too late. You already have a dorm room.
I can switch. I already told the school I wasn't going to live in the dorm room.
Well, thank you for telling us in time.
Oh,
I knew you wouldn't mind.
Just go to your room and pack. I'll come back in a second. We'll talk money.
Gee, Ronald, you are so tough. You
can't-
really held back with your kids.
You can't feed them poverty with a spoon like Mama fed us cod liver oil.
He's going to turn into a wimp. You better knock his head against the ground a little.
Ronald tries. Oh, how he tries. In the end, He always relents.
Not always. He worked this summer. He had a job. He made money.
Really? And how much did he pay you for room and board?
Nothing. I let him keep his money. That's how I'll learn the value of a dollar.
Uh-huh.
My Ronald would give me every penny that he made. You remember? He would slap those carts around the garment center and he would bring home his check. I would get every penny.
Ronald was the perfect child.
You were good too, but you were a girl.
And that's a crime.
Marty was the mamza. I never got a dime from that mamza. Oh, cars, clothes. He would spend money like it was water. And we would be starving at home. Oh, fancy schmancy he was. I gave him his own room. It was a nice room, too, with hooks on the walls. Do you think he would appreciate it? Never.
Yep.
Oh, it was a mamza, he always was.
We all lived in 2 rooms, the 4 of us in 2 tiny rooms, and Marty took a room all for himself.
Why did you all stand for it? I mean, he was only 1. Why didn't you put your foot down and kick him out?
Because he always seemed to be so much bigger than us. No matter how much I grew, he seemed to grow twice as big. From early childhood, he would tower over you, stare at you, and scare the shit out of you.
Your father wasn't afraid of him. He was afraid of Sam. Sam never did anything to him, but he was afraid of him.
But Daddy was never around. So what good was Marty being afraid of him if he was never around?
He was always a mashugana.
He should not have been married.
Nope. Shouldn't have been married and shouldn't have had 3
Daddy.
kids.
No,
He
your
was
dad
locked in
shouldn't
a
have been.
cage, literally
That's
and
right.
metaphorically. Do you remember when we used to visit him in Brooklyn Hospital?
Yeah.
We would go pretty frequently, every Saturday. Then we would go every month. And then I just started to go alone. And there Dad was on the 8th floor with the other inmates, walking around in a circle, shuckling his pennies as if he was still listening to the old Philco radio. His eyes would be lost in some yonder place that I could never reach. A father I could have used.
We all could have.
You had Marty.
Puh, him I could live without.
Yep.
You had each other.
Did we ever? Susie and I slept in the same bed until I realized she was a guile.
I grew tits.
Not at first she didn't. She was a tomboy. She was mean. Man, kids on the street left me alone because Susie was so mean. And she could throw a jump shot from half court.
Mm-hmm. And then I grew tits, and it all changed. The boys never treated me the same. You know, I used to play basketball with them at Lincoln Terrace Park, you know. They'd shove me, I'd shove them back. Under the boards, it was every man for himself. Until the animals discovered that I had tits. Then, instead of grabbing for the ball, they'd go grabbing for my tits. Animals! So what did I do? I kicked them in their balls, and they forgot about my tits for a while.
Maybe Marty should have played basketball. Maybe basketball made people out of us.
Nah, he boxed. He wanted to hit people.
Yeah, until that Puerto Rican smashed his face in at the
Oh.
PAL match. And then on he complained that that was what was ruining his chances in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He
Right.
was always a mashugana.
I don't know, Mama. Maybe he wasn't so crazy. I mean, he did pretty well for himself. I mean, maybe he wasn't so crazy.
It was Dubrow's restaurant. It made him crazy, just like it made your
What?
father crazy.
Ma, how can a restaurant make you crazy?
They just hung around out there. Nothing to do. Just hang around. It makes you crazy.
Why don't you tell her yourself? All right, I'll tell her. That was Lenny. He had great news.
What? What did he say? Tell me.
Marty will be here Wednesday.
Oh, shit, I'm going to Florida.
Jeez.
Maybe he's changed. A brother's a brother.
Ah, just because we climbed out of the same womb doesn't mean I have to like him.
A brother is blood.
Joan forgets easily.
And why not? To carry a grudge the rest of your life is childish. It tears you up inside, and for what? If Marty died tomorrow, you all would be consumed by guilt because you never reached out to him when he was alive.
Some things you don't forget.
And you never do, my dear husband. You are forever consumed by hatred. It drives you, tears up your insides so you can't sleep without your nightly dose of Mylanta laced with Alka-Seltzer. What does it do for you?
Oh, it warms me. It makes me feel better. I love it.
You're crazy. In court, That's fine. To put on a show using your anger, that's great. But to dwell on things that happened 100 years ago, what does it do for you? It doesn't make you any money. It doesn't make you any younger. And you are not happy. No matter how many times you try to tell me you enjoy your hatred, it's just not good.
I've heard this spiel before. It's the love thy brother spiel. Joan has this uncanny ability to forgive anyone. She only wants John Wayne.
What's wrong with John Wayne?
She thinks standing up to Marty that's being John Wayne. Besides, who have a height of a Jewish cowboy?
You stood up to him once.
She doesn't believe it.
I believe it.
No, you only remember that first night, the night that Marty threw us out of Mama's place. There we were trudging down 5 flights of stairs with all of our worldly belongings. That night, Marty replaced Pop.
Leave the dishes, Mama.
Don't mind me, the baller booster needs to clean.
Leave the dishes, Mama. Sit down. You're a guest in my house.
Guest smashed. You're my daughter. In my daughter's house I clean.
How does she feel?
How do I know? You think she tells me anything? When she stops complaining, I'll know something's wrong. As long as she's complaining, everything's fine.
Well, don't you take her to the doctor for periodic checkups?
She won't go. She'll only go to that quack chiropractor, the one who moves her spine and feeds her charged water.
So you make her go, Susan. This is what happened the last time.
Yeah, you make her go. You can't make Mama do anything she doesn't want to do.
What happened to Mama's boyfriend, Eddie?
Oh, who knows? He comes, he goes. One minute she thinks he's the Messiah, and the next minute she's cursing the shit out of him. Ah, that poor schmuck. He doesn't know if he's coming or going.
She needs somebody just to look out for her.
She'll be fine. She's a survivor. She beat cancer.
How can you be so cavalier about your mother, Susan?
Because that's the way I am, dear sister-in-law. I'm not my mother's keeper. I call the chiropractor. He checks out her breast. He says it looks good. Ay, what the hell does he know? You know, I got enough shit to worry about without thinking about this.
It's been 10 years. I couldn't go through that again.
Can I? Do you think I can just sit by and wait while they rip off her breast again? I mean, my God, if I had to go through that over again,
She'll be okay. The doctor said after 5 years she has no more chance than normal of getting it in the other breast.
No luck, that woman. She has no luck. Crazy husband, a nutty son who used to beat the shit out of her. And me.
You're a wonderful daughter, Susan. Why are you so hard on yourself? You care about her. You watch her. Every daughter should care about her mother the way you do.
It just seems to never be enough. The woman is insatiable. She's always bitching, bitch, bitch, bitch. I really don't know if her complaints are real or bullshit.
Talk to her. Tell her how you feel.
The eternal optimist. Have you ever tried to reason with my mother?
She listens to Ronald.
Oh, he screams at her. He's crazy. And he's got money.
You've got money. Why don't you scream a little?
She doesn't listen to me. She's old school. I'm just a girl.
Who makes $200,000 a year?
Yeah, that she remembers when she needs money. Otherwise, I'm just a girl.
Do you think he'll meet with Marty?
Who, Ronnie? Oh, you're crazy if you think Ronnie's going to make the first move. Nope. Marty's going to have to call and make an appointment.
He always tries to take from Ronnie. He always did. Every time they get back together, Marty will start his thing.
Yeah, well, Marty's the schnorrer. He always has been. For as long as I can remember. Always trying to take from somebody. Mostly his family. A schnorrer.
I just remember him leaving the kids in the car when he and Chris would go eat Chinese in the middle of winter yet.
He was trying to toughen his daughters up for the Marine Corps.
They're probably graduating high school by now. They were my kids' ages. I bet they're mean.
Yeah, well, that's what Marty will do to you. Make you mean.
Did you talk to Daniel about the apartment he wanted? You gave him the apartment.
I gave him the apartment, but I kept the furniture here.
You know, Ronnie, you're a wimp.
Better a wimp than a bastard be. Shakespeare.
Hello? Ronnie, it's Marty. He wants to talk to you.
Huh? What the hell are you doing here?
There will now be a 10-minute intermission.
Joan? Joan? Rex? Is that you? Fire! Fire! This is Lieutenant Kojak of the New York City Fire Department. Everybody out! Fire! Fire!
Terrence, shit, go! Get out! It's my dad!
Fire!
Pick up your condom! Go!
Sorry.
Shit! Oh, Dad! Where's the fire? Dad?
Oh, hey, Lex, how was school?
Dad!
Lex, why are you screaming? Is there a fire? Please calm yourself.
Dad, are you crazy? There's a fire in the house, and you are sitting on the couch half naked.
Oh, well, it's just so hot in the apartment. I thought I would get undressed.
Oh.
Lex, who was that? Why didn't he stop and say hello to your father?
That was Terrence. He's just a friend. Besides, look at you. You're almost naked. Are you crazy?
Terrence, just a friend? Terrence, what a nice Jewish name. Goodbye, Terrence.
Oh.
Nice to meet you. Next time, stop and say hello, dear. Is dinner ready yet? What's cooking? I'm starved. I could eat a bear. Hi, dear. What's for dinner? I'm so starved I could eat a bear.
Ronald, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dad started yelling fire because Terrence was in my room.
Just resting and reading the paper. Hey, did you see? Ronald Reagan wants to appoint another woman to the Supreme Court. What a guy.
Ronald.
I smell something burning. Are you cooking something in the kitchen, dear? I'm so starved I could eat
Ronald!
a bear.
God damn it. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, you mean this? Oh, I'm just doing what everybody else in this apartment does. Get undressed and screw around.
Dad! Ugh.
Lex.
He's just a friend. We weren't even doing anything. God, I can't stand this shit anymore. I can't do anything.
Well, sure you can, dearie, but so can I. What's fair is fair.
Ronald, you know you are acting like a child. You know that, don't you?
Oh, God, nobody has a sense of humor in this house.
Ronald.
No one can take a joke.
Please, get dressed. Your family is coming to dinner at 8, or did you forget?
Oh, no, I did not forget. I can't forget. How could I forget? Family. Wonderful, lovely family. Mama, apple pie, and Marty.
So that's it. Marty's not even here yet, and you're already certifiable.
Where's Pop?
Oh, he almost burned the apartment down. He fell asleep with a cigarette burning. He thought he was dreaming. He told me, sleeping on a bed of flames. Fires. They must run in the family.
Well, I'm going to take a shower. Is the hot water fixed?
No, it'll be fixed on Monday.
Well, what do I do in the meantime?
Take a cold shower, dear.
I do not like to take cold showers. I hate cold showers. Only the poor people take cold showers. When I was poor, I used to take cold showers. I hate to take cold showers.
Ronald, please. I have to make dinner, and you are wandering around here half naked. In front of your teenage daughter, I might add. Your mother should see you now. She wouldn't think you were such a model son.
Nothing, I tell you, nothing can shake my mother's faith in my infallible Satanist. I am the chosen child of the Bethlehem.
Alexis, your room clean?
I am standing here on my boxer shorts. My life is in flames. Marty's coming back to town, and you're worried about if her room is clean. Joan, I absolutely worship your sense of priorities.
Oh, I threw out all your father's Marlboros.
What did he do?
He called me a bitch.
That's the first time he's talked to anyone in 10 years.
He wanders around here like a crazed animal. We're going to have to do something about him, dear.
We'll send him to the Bowery.
Be serious. What are we going to do about him? He can't stay here forever.
And with that, I'm off for a cold shower.
Lex, you are trying your father.
Mom. I tell you it was nothing. Terrence came over to study, and one thing led to another. Mom, I am 17, you know. Dad thinks I had a complete hysterectomy when I was 2. I mean, I do have some feelings, you know. You know. S-E-X. Or is that word forbidden in this household?
What can I tell you? Your father's a prude.
Some prude runs around the house half naked. Oh my God, I wonder what Terrence must have thought.
Terrence probably thinks your father's crazy. A lot of people think your father's crazy. That's what makes him so lovable.
I am going out tonight. I cannot stay for dinner.
Oh, tell your father that. That'll really set him off.
Mom! Ugh, I can't do anything around here. I'll run away. You'll see. One day you'll come home and I'll be gone. I'll take the first bus out.
Threaten your father with that? He'll give you bus fare.
Nobody takes me serious around here. I'm always the stepchild, but Danny's the good one. I'm being choked. You know I haven't written any poetry in over a month?
It's no wonder. You almost gave your father a heart attack with the last one, the one about the wonders of your period.
The editor loved it. It made page 2 of the Centennial.
I loved it.
Then why does he treat me like I'm an infant? I'm grown. I have periods. I have breasts, just like a woman. What does he think I am?
Ask him.
He does not talk to me about such things.
Ronald, Lexi wants to talk to you.
About what?
She wants to go out tonight.
Dad, it's a Friday night, and there's this rock concert at the Garden. All the kids are going.
Not tonight. Tonight is family night.
I won't come.
Then I shall bestow you upon my brother. That will be my gift to him, my daughter.
Dad!
Lex!
Ugh, you are an old fart.
You are a young poop.
It's like a circus in here.
What is going to be for dinner?
Pasta salad.
Can we afford that?
I'm not a cook, so sue me.
What happened to the James Beard vinaigrette?
She became liberated.
And with that inane remark, I'm off to take a shower. I shall be back before the sun sets on the moors of Sussex.
I'm home, Ma!
Hi, dear. I'll be out in a minute. Go unpack.
Hello, sister.
Hi. What are you doing home?
Dad called. Wanted me to come home for the weekend. I wanted to see Lori anyway.
And where are you going to sleep? Grandpa Tobin's sleeping in your room. He almost burnt down the house, you know.
I'll sleep on the couch.
Or maybe at Lori's.
Up your snot rocket. You're just upset that you're not getting any.
Around here you can't get any. It's like being a Trappist monk.
Trappist monks don't talk, schmuck. Trappist monks don't talk, schmuck.
Uncle Marty's coming over for dinner.
Oh, Daddy must be real happy.
He doesn't look happy.
I guess they don't get along. Like you and me. What happened? Did you upset Dad again?
I invited someone over. Terrence. Terrence O'Toole. He has a band and plays the electric guitar. He wants me to sing with his rock group.
You can't sing.
I sure can. You've just never heard me before. Terrence thinks I can be the next Janis Joplin.
She's dead. Maybe he thinks you sing like a dead person.
You're so funny, brother. You're very funny. But you'll be laughing on the other side of your ass when I'm famous and singing on a stage at Central Park. Come on and take it!
Just don't
Take
get
another
mugged while you're there, because
piece
then
of-
Daddy will be real upset.
Daddy thinks I'm still a little girl.
Well, sometimes you act like...
Oh, well, then maybe you act like one. Oh, and I think I'm so special because I'm the older one. Oh, and I...
Ride.
Boring. Rush hour traffic all the way from Hartford.
I'm glad you're home, dear.
Yeah. What's for dinner?
Pasta salad. Sit at the table. I'll bring out some vegetables to cut up for the salad.
Hey, Ma, why does Dad hate Uncle Marty so much?
Because Uncle Marty is not a very nice person.
Then why is he coming over for dinner?
Because he's your father's brother. Brothers are blood, and they shouldn't be enemies.
They haven't spoken in over 10 years.
They may not even speak tonight. Who knows what's going to happen?
Is Grandpa gonna stay with us from now on?
Over my dead body. I'll have to find a room for him somewhere. Everyone dumps everything on my head.
That's because you are such a good person, Mom.
Keep cutting up the vegetables for the salad.
Where can I shower?
In your room. We only have cold water.
Oh.
Grandpa's asleep in there. Just don't leave your clothes in a pile on the floor or he'll pee on them.
He goes to the bathroom just like everyone else.
Don't count on it. If he can't make it in time, he'll go on the first available heap.
And I'm done.
Set the table then.
Why doesn't Danny set the table? I'm going to take out the garbage now.
You're also getting paid $10 a week, young lady.
That's not even enough to buy an album.
Talk to your father.
He'll cut my allowance.
Don't break my dishes, Lex. That's my good china.
Do I really have to be here tonight, Ma?
If you leave, I'm leaving too.
Must I?
You must.
I want to take Lori out to dinner.
Talk to your father.
He won't listen to me.
You'll have fun tonight. Your cousins will be here.
They're probably dipsy twits.
Blood is blood.
Sound like Dracula.
Help Lex set the table. I need to make the pasta and finish putting together the salad.
Ugh! Dan, I need an apartment. Dad won't rent me my own apartment until I have graduated college. At this rate, I don't even think I'm getting into college.
Still getting the bad grades, huh?
You're the teacher's pet. They all hate me. I don't know why. Every teacher I have seems to grow an instant dislike for me.
It's because you tell them right off from the bat that they're scum. To know you is to hate you, dear sister.
You kiss ass. I don't kiss ass for nobody.
For anybody. Grammar, fart face.
You know what? The hell with you. Take a flying leap, because I don't need grades. I'm gonna be a rock star.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fly around this room like Mary Poppins.
What's taking so long to set a little table?
How many people are we having, Mom?
20 or so? Who knows? They crawl out of the woodwork when I make my famous pasta salad.
I'd rather have Donatello's.
Tomorrow, Donatello's. Tonight, Donna Tobin's.
Is Grandma gonna make her latkes again?
Not if I can help it. I threw all the potatoes and matzo meal out the window. Dad, what are you doing? Dad, what's going on? What are you doing, Dad? Come, sit down. No, not there. On the couch. Come sit on the couch. There we go. All right, sit down. I'll get you a nice cup of tea. Coffee? I know you want a beer. We have some Millers. Daniel, go get your grandpa beer.
Can I have one?
Get your grandpa a beer. You can have what you want, but go. Do you remember me, Sam? I'm Ronald's wife, Joan. Do you remember? Oh, we had a long talk a few years ago about the Vietnam War. Do you remember, Sam?
Mom, he does not remember. Leave him alone.
Stop, Lex. Finish setting the table. Guess who's coming to dinner tonight? I bet you'll never guess in a million years. Do you remember your oldest, Marty? Marty's coming to dinner tonight. Go, Daniel. Go unpack.
Mom, he does not even know what you're saying. He doesn't even talk. Why are you pushing him?
Because he does talk. We talked for a long time. Because it's important. Go. Go to your room and get ready for dinner. Go already. Drink your beer, Sam. You know, your children are all grown. Ronald's a successful lawyer. Susan runs a big company. Everyone's doing well. Even Mama.
Jeanette! Is she still alive?
You remember Jeanette? You do remember, Sam? We have 2 children. You have 4 grandchildren. Did you know that, Sam? The last time they all saw you was for Danny's bar mitzvah. Do you remember, Sam? No. Of course, you don't remember. That was a long time ago. Would you like to read the paper, Sam? Ronald went down and got the New York Times. Would you like to read the paper?
The paper? Do you have the paper? Where is it? I'd like to read the paper. Smell of it.
Ronald, he's here. I'm in the kitchen dishing up the pasta salad. Could you please get the door?
All right, I'm coming. Coming. Crying out loud, you'd think it was the 7th Cavalry out there.
Hello, Ronald.
Hello, Chris, how have you been?
Wonderful.
Where are the kids?
At your Aunt Helen's. We thought it would be too much the first night.
You should have brought them. Hello, Marty.
Nice place you got here, little brother. Nice place.
Oh, it's nice to see you too. Second time in 10 years.
I've been busy.
I've heard.
Nice place. Nice place.
Am I late for dinner?
Oh, we waited for you, Mom.
Oh.
Hello, Mama.
Hello, Chris.
So, you're a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Making any money?
Some.
Must be doing pretty good to live in a nice place like this.
We get food stamps from the government.
He gets food stamps.
I used to get food stamps.
Oh, when we first moved out to California, not now.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm a broker.
We own several apartment buildings that Marty manages.
You making any money?
Enough.
Why are you back, Marty?
New York is my home.
Not for 10 years, it's not.
I can't breathe in L.A. My head is clogged. The people out there are very strange. Besides, my family is here.
Which family?
You, Susan, Mama.
Ha!
Hey! Come and get it, sister. Come and get it.
I see Pop hasn't changed.
Sam,
Still paces.
come to the table, Sam.
He's,
Come eat dinner.
he's always had a big appetite, skin and bones, but he could eat it like a horse.
Lex, Daniel, finish setting the table. Everybody's here.
They're big.
It's the salt air in New York.
It's my cooking. They'd be little pishicas if it wasn't for my cooking.
Kids, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How's your jump shot, kid?
Fine.
Doesn't he play basketball?
Don't know all the Tobins play basketball?
I never did. I was a pretty good boxer, though.
Yeah, until the Puerto Rican smashed your face in.
That you remember. That little schmuck nearly took my head off. Certainly was great having the whole family back together again.
Oh, yeah, it's just like old times.
They weren't that bad.
For you, maybe, not for me.
Ronald, don't start already.
I'm just setting the record straight.
Oh, we didn't come here to fight.
Nobody's here to fight.
We're not fighting, just talking. No fighting, just talking. I need something to drink. Anybody for the hard stuff?
Since when do you drink so much? And I'll have a Mai Tai with plenty of fruit.
I don't drink. Puts on the weight.
No kidding.
You know, you need to watch what you put in your body after you get a little older.
Been drinking too much.
Ronald is in the middle of a trial. He gets a little edgy. The drink settles his stomach.
He didn't have a nervous stomach when he lived with me.
It was your latkes, Mama. They'd settle anybody's stomach.
You got a big mouth. When did you grow such a big mouth?
Can I have a beer?
Oh, he's too young to drink.
He's been drinking since he was 10.
That's why he hasn't grown.
At least he's not a junkie.
Just an alcoholic.
Daniel, go get a glass. Don't drink from the bottle.
Where'd you find him?
Who?
Sam.
Some nuns brought him by on Monday.
I haven't seen him in 20 years.
I'm sure he knows it.
He looks good.
He about died last year. They found him down on the Bowery. He didn't have a shirt on. He had bruises on his back. The police brought him to the Burke Center on 86th Street. The nun said he had no family.
He gave up on his family 30 years ago.
Why? Because his family put him away. Is that you giving up on your family or your family giving up on you?
He didn't do nothing for me. But nothing against him.
He was a wonderful man. He just didn't need a family.
You talk about him like he's dead.
He might as well be.
Can I leave?
Where are you going?
Out.
Tonight is family night.
But Dad,
Eat more pasta.
I'm full. I want to go out.
Where does she run at night in New York? You let her go out at night? She could get attacked or God knows what. You let your little Megala run around New York. I tell you, when my kids were younger, I didn't let them out of the house past 7. Ha! Not if they were swinging from the chandeliers. Rhonda, what kind of a parent are you that you allow your kids to run around like that?
Mama, I stayed out until the morning.
You were a little higher. How do you compare yourself to my Ronald? He was in his room studying by 7.
I never had a room.
You always had a room. You just shared it with Susan. It was too big for one person.
The bed was too big for the room, Mama.
How do you remember how big the apartment was on Amboy Street? It was the biggest in the block.
We must have lived in different places.
You had it too good.
Lori's coming over.
Who's Lori?
His girlfriend.
A shiksa.
Oh, you bet. Blonde hair, blue eyes, and straight teeth.
How do you let your son go out with the shiksa?
She promises to change blood if he marries her.
It's still not the same. She'll never be a Jew.
I'm a Jew, Mama.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. You're different. Some people never become Jews.
We raised our children Jewish. That's the way Marty wanted it.
I was even bar mitzvah last year.
I thought you were bar mitzvah on Amboy Street. I remember giving you a fountain pen for your bar mitzvah.
You call that a bar mitzvah? The mayor from across the street blesses me on the head, and that's a bar mitzvah. No, I wanted a real one, like you had.
I gave you a bar mitzvah. You didn't want to go to Cheder with a real rabbi. What could I give you? You got what you deserve.
So do you think he understands anything we're saying?
I'm sure he remembers.
Why me?
Because you were so good to him.
He ran out on all of us, trust me. All of us, you hear me?
When you were a baby, he loved you. Huh. He called you his little Mila. You had blonde curls, blue eyes. Oh. He would hold you to his face and sing to you. Do you remember, Marty?
I don't remember anyone singing to me.
I remember you singing to me. You'll never walk alone. You sang it to me till I learned the words.
It's the only song he knows the lyrics to.
Thanks to Marty.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high. I was a pretty good singer back then. You know, remember that Ted Mack amateur hour? I only lost that by 1 vote.
Yeah, that's because they thought you were a girl with a deep voice. But you didn't fool that woman, Judge, just because you wore that dress, high heels, and the ugly wig.
I fooled the draft board with that outfit.
Section 8 I wouldn't call so honorable.
I didn't get killed. A lot of schmucks weren't so lucky.
Honor never really ran in our family.
What do you mean? Our family has a distinct honor of never serving in this country's defense. It goes back generations.
Mr. Goss runs in our family.
it gallops.
Over there, over there.
So why are you back, Marty?
I told you, my family.
Forgive me, it's my suspicious lawyer's mind. I know not, but I think.
The doctor told him to take it easy.
The doctor doesn't know what he's talking about.
What exactly did the doctor say?
He had palpitations. His EKG was abnormal.
I'm as strong as a horse.
Marty always had a good heart. Alibi, alibi.
I never knew what that meant. She was always saying it, but I never knew what that meant.
God willing.
Who's God?
Mama's God. Who else?
Christ, the bitch, it's all of you. Now you're on your own and I don't count anymore. Oh, you have your big Talabunda houses and servants and big cars, and your mother can just drop dead. Who would care if I dropped dead on the street? You just step on my body. Oh, who cares? You gotta take care of yourself. If I only knew when I was younger, all I cared for was my kids. I was a schmuck. Oh, you're such a schmuck. God should strike me dead if I wasn't the best mother money could buy.
Marty always cared for you, Mother.
I did give her money.
That's all it was for you.
I didn't need your money.
You always needed my money, yet you never gave me any thanks.
Did you ever thank me? Huh? I don't need to thank you. Did you ever thank me for everything I gave you? My kishkas, my insides. I gave you everything, Marty. You were the oldest, but you were the worst. God put you on this earth just to test me. Oh, you were the worst of all my bastard kids.
You weren't so good, Marty.
All of you would have died without me. And yet you treat me like I'm some kind of leper? You know, keeping secrets, hiding things from me like I was a murderer. Well, let me tell you this. I was your friend, all of you. You hear me? Your friend! Without me, you would have starved to death! And yet you want to give me shit. You think he was your father? Oh, no, no, no. Some father. No, he was a nothing. You hear me? A nothing! I was your father. I did it. I brought you up. And you all want to give me shit. All of you. Even my mother. Oh, she never had enough. No, never enough. I worked 2 jobs, fed her, gave her money, yet it was still not enough. Never enough. I was the good one.
Does anyone want dessert? I have vodka.
I'm sorry, I didn't come here to fight.
Oh, who's fighting? We're just discussing old times.
I'll pick at your babka.
You have to eat it. You always pick at my food and it goes to waste.
All right, I'll eat it. You want me to sign my name in blood?
Can I leave now, please?
Where are you going?
I told you, the concert.
Who are you going with?
He's Jewish and rich.
Is he clean?
He has short hair and shaves once a day.
Just like real people. Is he picking you up or are you meeting him at the men's room at the Port Authority?
His chauffeur is picking me up.
No hanky-panky, young lady. You be home by 12 midnight or you're off to military school.
Can I leave too? Please?
Everybody wants to leave.
The kids have their own friends, dear.
Can't they stay one night while my whole family is here?
Oh, we stayed around.
Eat and run. That's all this generation knows.
Eat and run! Run!
Eat and run!
Don't be disrespectful to your grandmother now. You say you're sorry.
Then can I go?
You say you're sorry.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
She's got a big mouth, Ronald.
Said I'm sorry.
Let her go already, Ronald. Just release her from her bondage.
I thought he was picking you up.
He's downstairs.
Give everybody a kiss goodnight.
Okay.
Mwah.
Eat and run?
Eat and run.
Me too.
Mwah. I love you,
I
Pop.
love you too, baby.
No.
My girls are the same way.
They get whatever they want from Marty.
She does not get whatever she wants from me.
Oh, yeah, right. And Santa Claus is Jewish.
We did have some good times, Ron. That you probably forget. Oh, hey, you remember the dances? Every week I took you to the Beth Roskellers in New York. No one else would take you except for me. I even got you laid.
Oh,
It's true, I forgot.
Every Friday and Saturday night, I took you to some of the best clubs in New York.
That's true. There Marty was, leading 14 guys through the ladies' room at the Hotel Ansonia while 3 young women sat on the crappers.
oh.
We waved as we passed them.
Oh, we had some good times.
Not many.
You weren't a happy kid, Ron.
Who was happy in those days? Your father was happy. He didn't know where he was, so he was happy. We weren't meant to be happy, just to survive. On welfare, no one was happy. Handouts we got. Happiness? Show me happiness and I'll show you a man with lots of money. Without money, you're not happy.
Hey, Ron, you remember when I taught you how to drive? You let your foot off the clutch so fast, the car shot across Amboy Street and you crashed into a parked car.
And you nearly tore my arm off, dragging me out of the driver's seat when the guy whose car it was started screaming at us from the apartment window.
Well, you learned how to drive, didn't you?
Seems all you guys ever did was tear each other apart.
Yeah, but Marty was right about one thing, fear. I learned what it was like to be really scared when welfare put us in the hospital, and I ran away from the reform school when they put Mom in the hospital when she got pneumonia.
That you blame me for.
No, not you, Mama, not even Marty.
What other mother could have raised 3 beautiful children, college graduates? Me. I did it. You think Sam did it? The Meshuggah? Huh. What did he do? Tell me, any of you important people, what he did. I did it myself. No one helped me.
I blame Sam.
There's no one to blame, Marty.
And how would you know, little brother? You ran off to college, God knows where, and you left us to survive on Amboy Street. Can you even say what happened to your mother when you left? No, you can't, because you weren't there.
Now you're worried about my mother. Where were you when we were living off the droppings of your good humor money? You were off in the city with your Broadway show openings and your beautiful women. If anybody should keep his mouth shut, it's you, Marty.
You were the black sheep, Marty.
Oh, and my dear little sister. Were you so goddamn good to your mother? No, you weren't. You chased after every pair of pants and waved at you. So you could just go to hell with your black sheep crap.
Ronnie, Susan, Marty, please, let's not reopen old wounds. Let's forget them. We're family.
Family. Shit. I came back here because we are family. I am the oldest and I should be the leader.
Oh, there he stands, ladies and gentlemen. The king of the Tobins. The king returns. Long live the king.
You always wanted to be the leader. You always wanted to be.
I wanted nothing. I wanted a big brother who cared. I got a hypocrite.
Cared for what? You, Ronnie. Yeah. And yet, the first woman who spread her legs to you, you married.
Oh.
Did you worry about your mother then? No, you didn't. I did. I fed her, I gave her money. Yeah, me, Marty Tobin. And y'all fill me up to here with your sanctimonious bullshit. I'm the bad one? Me? Right? Yeah. Okay, well, you all can go to hell because I'm back. Yeah, like it or not, Marty's back!
Well, it finally comes out. First you get rid of Dad, and what, up next? You have to get rid of all the men in the family? Are they all a threat to you? You tell me. I want to hear it from your lips. You tell me. You put Dad away, and then who does Mom have to lean on? Not little Ronnie, no. He's too small and pimply and weak, but we have Marty. You tell me why you destroyed this man. You tell me. You tell us all now that we're here. You selfish motherfucker son of a bitch.
Oh!
Stop it, Martin! Stop it, Ronnie! Stop it, both of you! Right now!
Oh, Sam.
Oh, Sam.
Asked me to meet him here.
Why? I thought they moved to a hotel.
They did. Left Friday night. Without as much as a thank you, mind you.
Well, you weren't exactly friendly Friday nights.
It wasn't me. It was your crazy husband. I didn't do anything.
You instigated Susan.
Who, me? No, I just sat there like a mummy. Come on, you know it had to happen. I mean, it was in the stars.
How come she didn't call me?
Who?
Chris, she arranged with you to meet at my apartment?
She didn't think you'd talk to her.
I'm not mad at her.
Hello, Joan. Hello, Susan. Thank you for coming, Susan.
How's Pop?
They're letting him go today. The doctor said he could run the New York Marathon. I don't think that's such a good idea. Oh, it really frightened us, Marty and me. Well, Friday night, him falling down like that, I thought he was dead.
Sit down, Chris. I'll get us some coffee.
I've had my breakfast, thank you, in our room.
Another cup won't kill you. Sit down.
So, where's Marty?
Back at the hotel with the kids.
Does he know you're here?
He knows.
Why does he always send you to do his dirty work?
That's the way he is.
Huh. That's the way he's always been. But why do you do it? You know, you don't have to. You do have a choice.
Because I love him.
Oh, that's bullshit, and you know.
Maybe, Susan. For me, he's the best thing that ever happened.
Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've seen the way he treats you. No one should put up with that kind of shit. No one.
He gives what he has. It's enough for me. I didn't come here to quarrel.
Sit down, Susan.
Is Ronald here?
No, he went out for the paper. He'll be back in a few minutes.
I've always depended on Marty, ever since we met in London 20 years ago. As you can see, I'm not very pretty. I never had many beaux. Some, not many. My father went to sea when I was a little girl, so he just wasn't around. Nice man, mind you, just not around. Well, then I met Marty. I was over 25 at the time. Well, I thought I was destined for the rocker, alone. He sure was different, your brother. A gift with the words. He knew what he wanted, no messing around, and I fell for him. Never doubted loving him. Well, I knew that whatever he did had to be right. That's why I'm here. Marty is dying.
I don't believe it. He is as strong as an ox.
Last month, he had severe chest pains. Well, he's had them before, but they always turned out to be indigestion, gas pains, not his heart. Until last month, he collapsed on the street in front of our house. He lay there until I found him in a pool of sweat. He tried to climb the front steps, and it was nighttime, and I thought he'd been beaten up.
You didn't even call? Why didn't you call?
Yeah, why, goddammit? I mean, we are his family.
Not for 10 years. You've hated him, all of you. And he didn't understand what he did to deserve such hate, especially from Ronald. He just couldn't understand it.
What does he need to do now?
The doctor says he needs a triple bypass and he won't undergo the surgery.
Why not?
It might kill him. The doctor said because he also suffers from internal bleeding. He might not make it.
And if he doesn't have the surgery?
He won't make it past his 50th birthday. He wants to be here. In New York. Whatever happens, he wants it to happen here in New York.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's just some more bullshit made up by Marty to get us on his good side. Nah, he's always been that way. He will never change. I don't believe any of this shit.
You are welcome to call his cardiologist in Los Angeles.
I wouldn't believe him either.
It's amazing how alike they are.
Who?
Marty and Ronald. Both proud and stubborn to a fault.
They are totally different people.
Marty's dying and he still won't call his family. That sounds a lot like Ronald.
Maybe that's why he thought Ronald would understand. He would like to meet with Ronald.
I don't know.
Please, ask him.
When?
Today. It has to be today. He wants to go back to the coast.
I'll ask him. How are the kids?
They don't know anything. He refuses to tell them.
And how are you?
Numb.
Hello, Marty. Come in.
You sure?
I'm sure. You want something to drink?
Whatever you're having.
Jack Daniels and seltzer.
You never used to drink so much.
One of the benefits of being a successful lawyer.
I saw Pop at the hospital today.
What did the doctor say?
His heart's okay. It's his head. They think that the shock treatments after the accident damaged the left side of his brain. That's why he faints. You know, Friday was not the first time.
And what about you?
I'm fine.
Good. Want to fight again?
My fighting days are over.
Well, that makes two of us.
Oh, you remember that fight you had with that idiot Sidney's brother?
Right there on Amboy Street?
Yep. You almost killed him. You would have, too, if Mama hadn't shouted her lungs out at you from the window.
Well, I wasn't from the fighters.
I used to think I was. Now I don't think I'm so much Joe Louis anymore.
Well, you sure put on a good show.
All show. What else could we do? We grew up in one tough neighborhood. You know, I haven't seen any of the guys we hung out with in years. Oh, hey. Oh, you remember Jerry the Jew? He had tits as big as a woman. I saw him out in L.A. Yeah. He got married. Believe it or not, yeah. Married some rich woman. Her old man runs Carvel White Castle, one of those. Anyways, he's out there auditioning some big-time movie stars for a TV commercial. Son of a bitch wouldn't even talk to me. He brushed me off like a stick. Can you believe them apples? Imagine that. And after I showed him how to get out of the army.
Dressing up like a hooker wasn't an original idea, Marty.
He was to the draft board.
Ooh, you look shitty.
Indigestion. Been eating way too much corned beef. I got gas.
Yeah, must run in the family. I snort Alka-Seltzer.
Maalox coats the stomach.
Remember when we were kids, we could eat ourselves silly?
We had the stomachs back then.
Anyway, you still wore a putz.
So you keep telling me. It's as if we grew up in two different worlds. You know, I dropped out of law school because of you.
Me? Why me? You had the same chances I had, but you decided to watch TV instead of take your final exams. Why me?
Because I always figured I would lose out to you. Head to head of me. You remember when you were about 4 or 5 years old, we lived in the Bronx near the elevated trains? The kids would come over and shout up to the window for you to come down and play stickball. Now, this one time I asked if I could go along, and they laughed at me. They called me a jerk because I couldn't play stickball as good as you. You left anyways. And I remember you laughing and them clapping you on the back, letting you carry the stick. And I remember watching you out the window, hating you.
You had your own friends. I was the loner.
Oh, not till later. You climbed back into your shell when your face broke out. But before that, you had tons of friends. A lot more than me, anyways. It wasn't until later, till I figured out who I was, who the hell I was, when I started hanging out at Dubrow's. That's when I made lots of friends. Guys respected me. They called me Iron Man Rocky. Whatever I told them to do, they did. I was their leader. But then, after Pop's accident, it suddenly stopped. So fast it stopped. Maybe we could have done something different.
We should have been friends.
I thought we were.
Well, I wish you told me. I was always running from you.
I always took you everywhere. I never left you out.
Well, sometimes you did leave me out, but sometimes you were even kind.
I'm leaving tonight, going back to L.A.
I thought you were here to stay.
So did I.
You know, you can't expect people to change overnight, Marty. You can't just barrel into my house and say, here I am, folks, back from the wars after 10 years. It takes time, a lot of time.
I don't have it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Time.
Well, what do you mean? You're not dying, you look not overly nourished, but a healthy middle age?
I think I'm going to die.
Well, we all do. That's
No.
what getting old is all about.
No, I mean really die.
You've been saying you've been dying since you were 20.
I thought I was.
Maybe you just think you are now.
2 doctors in L.A. tell me it's more than just thinking it.
Isn't that what you used to say to me when I was a kid and I was having chest pains? It's all in your head. Maybe it's all in your head.
I'm 50 now, not 20.
Do you want something more to drink?
Double.
Do you really mean it?
What, about dying?
Yes.
Yes, well, the doctors think that I should have a triple bypass operation. That's one of the reasons I came back out east.
Well, bypasses are like nose jobs now. They do them all the time.
Yeah, but they say I might bleed out and die. They're lying there on the operating table. You see, I also have a perforated ulcer, which would cause me to bleed out during the surgery. I don't want to go lying down. I want to go standing up. Oof. I knew my stomach would kill me one of these days.
Are you sure you're not saying all this just to get sympathy from me?
Hell, boy, to get sympathy.
Well, you'd do anything to get a rise out of me.
You were a pretty good audience when you were a kid.
Yeah, well, you were a funny guy. You son of a bitch. You goddamn son of a bitch. Now you come back? Now? After 10 years? You find out you're dying, and so you come back. God damn it, I don't need this. I do not need this.
It has nothing to do with you.
Oh, no, then why the hell are you here with your glad tidings just passing the time of day?
I had to make a decision, so I made it.
No. You want me to make the decision for you. You want it on my head if you die on that operating table.
I don't need you, Mr. Big Shot. You go to law school, suddenly you're Mr. Indispensable. I don't need you, I never did. I got along without you for 50 years. I can go on getting along without you. I don't need you. Got my own damn friends.
Like Jerry the Jew?
Fuck him! He ain't the only one that's gonna be sorry.
There he is, folks. Old lovable Marty. The brother I remember with such love and affection. Lovable Marty.
Damn son of a bitch. Rotten son of a bitch. All right. I'll make my own damn decisions.
Do you know how many years I spent wishing you were dead? No, you don't know. You'll never know. I used to lay awake at night thinking of different ways for you to die, get run over by a truck, or beaten to a pulp by the Bristol Canarsie gang. I would cry with joy. I would laugh. I would be so happy. And now you're dying, and I'm not laughing. Who would have thought I could ever feel remorse over your impending death? Not me, never.
I never knew you hated me that much.
Oh, not just hate, Marty. Fury. A blind, insane fury that gnawed at my stomach until I would bleed. A hate so thick that you could taste it. Chew it. Oh my God. Maybe it wasn't all you. Oh, maybe it was something I just realized. Maybe I saw a little bit of me in you, and I was just a shitty copy.
And here I always thought that you were the original. The one everyone favored. Mama, Susan, even Pop. I think that's the one that hurt the most. You know, he's just a crazy old man, right? Lousy shell and bones. That's all he is. Not when I was little. When I was a little boy, he really loved me. I mean, I don't think anyone ever loved me so purely as he did. We laughed, we ran, we played. No bullshit about it. I can remember so vividly how much he loved me. Oh. But then, after the accident, it stopped. Like turning off a faucet, it stopped. He stopped. The bastard lied to me! Wouldn't have stopped if it was real.
At least you had him for a few years, Marty. I never had him. I had you.
I guess we both got the shaft, little brother. I got the crazy old man, and you got the crazy old man's son.
We survived.
Yeah, we survived. I don't want to die.
No one does. But you know what? You are not going to die. Not this way. You're going to go out my way. You're going to go out like a real Tobin. Old and decrepit. Do you know why? Because I finally have my big brother back. You'll never walk alone.
You'll